For the full version of this podcast, you will need to listen to it in its native audio form. You can do this by using a podcasting platform such as Podbean or iTunes from your mobile device. You know, our last podcast was March 19th apparently.
Oh, that's my birthday.
I think. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, he mustn't have done it on your birthday. Maybe we got the dates wrong.
Yeah. It'd be close. It was around there though.
It was March something.
Yeah. Wow.
And now we're in November.
Long time between drinks, that's for sure. But there have been reasons. We've been both extremely busy ourselves in normal life.
Preoccupied.
And yeah, something else has been taking our time, I guess.
Yeah. We've done a little bit more work to the VS than what the internet suggests, obviously.
Correct, yeah, we are a little bit in front.
Yeah. Making good progress.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, we've just spent obviously another day together. Me doing all the work, you just watching.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is pretty much the norm. Not getting your hands dirty at all.
It's 39 degrees.
39
strange
degrees
weather today.
Yeah, great weather. Fantastic to be working on inside a shed. But no, we done well. I think it was all right. Made some good progress, and we're getting closer, which is good.
We are, and we were talking about to try and get some more podcasts more often, maybe doing it via
Skype or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, only because it's hard. Look,
George and I don't, long story short, we don't live anywhere near each other.
Nowhere near each other. That's a problem. And when you do come, it's to video.
We've been doing other stuff.
Well, we've been videoing this progress, and then we spend so much time on this trying to get as much content as possible for you guys. And then it's like, oh, do we have time for a podcast? No. You've got commitments. I've got commitments. All right, we'll do it next time.
Yeah, I know.
And that's happened since March. So pretty much, yeah, we're...
I don't know where the year's gone though.
Yeah, well, we've had a busy year.
Yeah.
We've had a busy year.
Flat stick.
You've travelled, I've travelled, we've gone and seen some racing. A lot's happened. So maybe it might be good to sort of go over the year that was.
Well, the year's not over yet. Hopefully
Not yet,
well,
there's still more to come. There's more to come in regards to racing, I think. Summer's here, so we'll see some more locally.
Yeah, although I reckon the winter's been pretty good. You know, like some years, you know, it was we have don't get me wrong, we've had rainouts like at Calder Park. But I reckon they were just so unlucky when it rained, because I don't reckon...
It rained a lot.
It rained that much in this winter. It just seemed to rain every time drags were on. I think 3 out of 4 meets were cancelled at one stage.
That's a shame.
And only run them maybe once every month.
Yeah, so. True.
But I think things are looking up. Yeah, I just got back. I've been in Orlando. That was good.
Yeah, how was that? Seen some good racing?
Yeah, really good, really good.
Give us a rundown.
The weather there sort of like, I guess, like Queensland or Cairns.
Okay, yeah. So pretty humid?
Yeah, 100% humidity, like 33 degrees.
Wow.
Overnight lows like 25.
Yeah. And whereabouts was it?
Orlando. So that's just
Orlando,
north,
Florida.
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 So it's north of Miami.
Yeah, that's right.
I've seen quite a bit of America, but I haven't actually, I don't know how, I've never been to the state of Florida.
Okay.
So it was good to see something different. I quite like that part of the States. You know, quite different. A lot of people there, English isn't necessarily their first language. Especially
so close to Mexico,
at the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them come over the border
to watch some racing.
Well, that racing was like the equivalent of our jamboree.
Yeah, cool.
So Mazda.
Yep.
A lot of Mazdas.
So a lot of sport compact.
Yeah, there was basically 3 engines there. There was
2 Js,
2Js, 13Bs, and 3RZs.
3RZs are really popular in South America. South America's got a lot of it. Yeah, man. I'm surprised we haven't cottoned on. I know we've mentioned it before in one of our podcasts, but I'm surprised no one's really jumped on the 3RZ bandwagon here, man. Let me tell you.
There's a lot of like 7-second starlets. They're running 3RZs. They're very popular.
Man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but the speed and power coming out of these cars is phenomenal. The track there is unreal. They race 4 nights a week.
Wow.
And to give you an indication, like I walk on a lot of tracks, but I've never had my shoe come off on the entry side of the water box.
Wow. Is it that? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I try and do the right thing. I try not to walk. Everyone walks all between the water box and the start line. I'm like thinking that's where the cars race.
Yeah.
You know, you try not to pollute the track as such.
Of course,
because you're walking all over the place. So I always try and walk around the back of the water box.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of standing in one position for a couple of minutes talking to someone. Then I went to leave. My shoe came off.
Yeah, well, probably just the humidity.
I saw a lot of people losing shoes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so relaxed there.
Yeah.
Like in terms of where people are. Put it this way, I've never been to the track where you've got people like 2 and 3 deep, 200 metres past the finish line.
That's full on, man.
So they can't even really see the cars. They're just getting the parachutes come out. But it is packed.
Wow.
Umbrellas everywhere.
What was the crowd numbers there? Did they have anything? Was there any?
I don't know. I mean, I was at the track for 5 days. 2 days testing, sort of 3 days for the event, really. Yeah. But it was packed.
Wow.
You know, like at Jamboree, you might have what you'd say 20 cars that are top shelf, I guess.
Yeah.
Fast cars, well presented.
Big teams.
There would have been 150 of those.
Wow.
Easy.
Wow.
Easy. I couldn't really work out the classes because 3 classes had come out and they all to me looked
the same.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, I don't know, there was a street rod class. That was a cool class. They ran basically like a 28 10.5.
10.5, yep.
Style tyre. And they were all running like 5
I was watching
7s.
some of the live feeds actually, and I was keenly watching some of the naturally aspirated stuff. And seeing was it a B18 Integra, I think, that broke the aspirated record?
No, that one was in Maryland.
Or was that a Maryland one? Sorry, was that the World Cup Nationals? The World Cup final, sorry.
There was what they call a street front wheel drive. So they're limited to a...
Yes, sorry, wrong. Yeah, because that was a week apart, those two, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there you go. So that's why I'm getting confused. Yeah, right, they were a week apart.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's the import versus domestic.
That's the one. Yeah.
So I did see some V8s there on the test days.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there was a few Mustangs with the candles lit.
Yeah, cool.
Going down the track.
Yeah,
but
cool.
none of that for the actual event.
Yeah, so it is almost like a Jamboree. Or like Jamboree used to be, yeah.
A lot of Mazdas. And not many... What I was actually surprised at, there weren't that many 20Bs there. Honestly, I reckon 5 or 6.
That's strange.
That's it.
That's weird.
They're expensive.
They are expensive.
They're expensive to build. Parts are expensive.
Yeah, true.
Not as common, obviously.
But I guess the race for the fastest 13B is almost like the 2J war, you know, like who's going to go faster on the import
side.
side.
Record was reset at this event at 6:31.
Yeah.
And then that same car ran, I think it was a 618 or something. Or was it 60? I can't even remember now.
60?
608, I can't remember.
With a 13B?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it 61 or 60? I can't remember.
Okay.
But that same car had run the record just a week earlier at 6:31. Yeah, so that's a fair drop.
That's massive.
At that speed. But the air was like 700 feet below sea level in Maryland.
Wow. There you go. That makes a big difference.
Yeah. But just like to give you an indication, like I was talking to one crew member from one of the teams with the big sort of 2J Pro Mod type cars. Mm. And you know, everything's got a billet engine in it, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And they were basically, they said 2-step on the start line, 75 PSI.
Yeah, you're telling me this is
and
awesome.
like clutch is locked up at point, so they're all sub 1 second 60s.
Yeah.
And it flashes the 60 on the screen, and every car's like 9.5, 9.6, 9.4, I think I saw.
That's unbelievable.
But every car is like 9.6, 9.8, under 1. Every car, so they've got the clutch locked up at the 60-foot marker basically, and then she's all in, 110, 120 PSI.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, these cars are running 255, 260 miles
an hour.
That's
moving, man, yeah. That's a lot.
210 to mid-track.
That's massive. That's
but
huge.
just the bite of the track, like...
It works.
Being able to put it down. I hardly saw, for the whole weekend, you get a couple of cars loose, like the dart around, but not like here where you'd see a car just violently shake the tyres. Yeah. You didn't see that much.
Yeah, but if you, like you said...
These cars, as you could tell, as the clutch locked up, like 100 feet out, the car would then come up.
Yeah. But see, that's another thing too, like you're saying, there was more of those Pro Mod type cars there, bigger teams. You gotta remember too that they've got smarter guys tuning the rear ends as well. So, you know, a bit of testing, they'd figure that track out pretty quickly, and then set up the 4-bar to work, plus your power management through your ECU. You can imagine that, they could, with a good track, obviously, you're not going to get these guys doing, you know, the same stuff at Heathcote or something, you know, that's unprepped. But, you know, like, you still got to imagine that they're putting a lot of engineering in that side too.
And there's also the track maintenance. There was like probably 10 staff working on the track.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Like you'd have one guy go out there's 2 tractors, one's rubbing the track, and then they had obviously a proper tyre machine, and then they had a jet dryer there, because it would rain.
Oh, wow.
It rained probably 10 times when I was there.
Yeah.
I'll give you an indication. One time, it poured down. I'm talking like torrential rain.
Oh, really?
I got drenched. I'm like, oh, this is over. I'm just going to go have a couple of beers. So I had a couple of beers, and then like, next thing you know, they're calling cars to the staging lanes. The pits were soaking, but they'd got the track dry, ready to go.
That's awesome, man.
I think the earliest I went to bed was 3:30 in the morning. So I think one morning was 6.
So it was racing straight through?
One morning they ran the last car down. I remember looking at my watch, it was 2:55 a.m. They were still running.
That's awesome.
And the condensation is like off the chart. Like I had some GoPros in the car, and they'd been in there for a few hours, and I opened them up and checked, and the
housing.
They're in a metal housing, which doesn't work well with humidity.
Yeah.
So the screen is just like totally fogged up the whole time. The whole cars are saturated. Look like they come out of a car wash. And I had a camera and I had a mic pack sitting off to the side, and it was actually dripping onto the ground.
Wow.
It's like terrible air to race in.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're still running
still running numbers, man. Jeez.
And if they were complaining, the air's no good, but they're still fast.
I'd like to see their tune-ups, how they alter for that. Because that's a big drop. Like, that's massive.
Yeah, well, like, not so much on the race day, because I don't think they were allowed to run it, but on the test days, you could see most of the fast cars coming out were running some sort of nitromethane additive, because it was, you could smell it.
Yeah.
Like you do with a Group 1 car. And the idles are so rough.
Yeah,
the idle, it just sounds angry.
Yeah, they're cool.
Very different. Yeah. And you get like a bit of a green
flame, you get
coloured flame out the bonnet. Yeah, they all run.
Screamers
the Hondas all run the screamer and the exhaust out the bonnet.
Yeah.
And I spoke to a few of them, because they drive them on the street, some of those cars. And they said they just drive them on the street with exhaust out the bonnet. Police don't care.
That's unbelievable. Come to Victoria. See how far you get, man.
I told one guy, I said, in Australia, they'll fine you for doing 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. They wouldn't believe me. And I'm like, I am dead serious. And they couldn't stop laughing.
Dead serious, yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah. In any state, man, like, we can't do anything right here. It's everything you do is wrong. Oh, well. So that was good. So how long just been over there? About a week, wasn't it?
I was only there for about 9 days. I went over with Simon and the guys from Billet Pro.
Okay, yep.
They sell those really nice billet.
Yeah.
Well, not just housings, they sell all sorts of parts, but CNC billet parts. Sort of specialise in the Mazda.
Cool.
Stuff, really nice. Yeah, a bunch of cars there running their stuff that all ran really well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's good to see. Nice. There's a lot of, what's good to see at these events, there's a lot of Australian presence, like people and product.
Product's good, yeah. The product's a good thing. Product is a good thing, because a lot of them are running Haltech ECUs.
Probably in this event, it's very heavily dominated by FuelTech and Microtech.
Yeah,
those two ECUs.
Well, for rotors anyway, you'd get those two anyway.
Because that's part of the world. FuelTech is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Microtech's still popular there, obviously with Mazdas.
Of course, yeah.
They go hand in hand.
They work well. They've always worked well, rotors and Microtechs. They've managed to get that. I think it's that ignition split quite sorted, I think.
They're all basically the same. Twin rotor, regardless of the computer, but none of them are intercooled. They just run a little bully type inlet manifold on methanol. But it's so simple when you look at the engine bay.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of it.
They're running like 80, 85 pounds of boost in those Mazdas.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the high-end ones, yeah. Will run like a 91 millimeter. It's funny, overseas, everything's rated, what turbo have you got? 91 millimeter, 88 millimeter, 91. Yeah. Whereas here, it's always, I've got a 45.
Yeah, GDX
45, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But I think they're dominated a lot by their by the compressor wheel, what it is. That's pretty much how they set it up. No one really asks for turbine. I'm always interested on the turbine side.
No, because in Australia, a lot of us run what you brung, whatever. Yeah. Whereas they're like the street front wheel drive class, I think they're limited. I can't remember. It's either a 67 or a 72. Might be a 67.
Yeah.
Front wheel. And the tyre, I think, is limited to a 2810.
Okay.
Yeah, and that car ran that record, 789.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. 190 mile an hour.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, because I know they've got I think the Ultra Street class is 75 or 76 mil limited.
I'm not sure. I know there are different. There's
the Ultra Street, because actually
an Outlaw front wheel drive.
Oh, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like the V8 stuff with the Ultra Street. I think it's Ultra Street because one of the turbos I ended up having on my V6 was actually a class-related turbo in the 76mm where I sort of upgraded from a normal 76 to that style 76. Yeah, and there it was pretty much an Ultra Street turbo, just with a smaller turbine, obviously for my engine. But they're I think because that interchangeability of all these wheels over there and their classes, that's like you said, it's different here. Here we buy something off the shelf and we put it on and we work with it, you know.
Yeah. Although, I know you and I touched on engine conversions. You don't see. I think there's more variety in Australia.
Okay. Yeah.
With cars, and one thing that's interesting, like where I was, you've got. The 13B was by far the most popular engine at that event. There were a lot of first gen RX-7s, but I think I saw one RX-3 on a truck, and that was it.
Whereas here, come to a Jamboree, you go to. I went to Jamboree this year. Yeah, it's RX-3s, RX-7s. Yeah. RX-3s and RX-7s are the most popular.
And that I don't even know what the style in a code is. It's like a 78 to 84. I think I sold them. That little style. They are tiny. They are smaller than an RX-3. They were everywhere. Yeah. That was probably, I reckon, one of the most popular cars there.
Yeah. They are very common.
They're a lot of Datsuns. Datsun 1200s.
Yeah. All those little cars are very, very popular in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. A lot of these cars have come from there.
Puerto Rico. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
To race.
Yeah.
And what's that engine? Some of the stylists were running. It's like a Gemini engine. Toyota engine, but it's like a Gemini engine.
The Toyota one?
Yeah, it's a Toyota 4-cylinder. I think it's a 1.8 litre. They're mad on them over there.
Not a 1FE?
No, it's an old engine.
Oh, is it?
It's an old engine. It's basically a Gemini engine.
Okay.
Except a Toyota version.
Okay, yeah.
From however long ago. I don't even know when, the 70s.
And they're still running them?
Oh, yeah, it's popular.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Popular
There you
race.
go.
I saw a few of them now. I can't remember what they're called.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of them.
But the Jamboree, that was good.
I went up for that. That was we go every year. We've missed a few when it went to a one-day event. Didn't bother because it's a big effort to go up for the weekend and stuff like that. So no, we went up this year. It was good. Same thing. Saw a few records broken, that's the best thing. Seeing firsthand Rod Harvey run a 5.
Yeah,
that's unreal. That's hats off to him. He runs a tight ship and a really good program, and he's got it down pat. Like, he's so cool and calm.
And he just ran. Was it 569?
569? Did he go 550 something? No, 5.
I think he ran a 569.
Yeah.
But at that event, I reckon there were, I don't know how many 5-second passes I saw, but the difference between like a 650 and a 580 is incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It looks like it's 3 seconds quicker when you stand there.
Yeah,
I walked down to the end track a couple of times and a car went through the traps at 258. On full noise, and I thought, far out, what up here? That 2J, that sounded on song.
Oh, they'd be about 10.5 at least.
Yeah,
those things. They're unreal.
I think a couple of them are running the 7 speeds now.
Oh, was it Liberty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some of the cars are running 7 speeds, but some of them, I noticed a lot of the, could be wrong, a lot of those little stylists are running a clutchless, but they're only a 4-speed.
Okay, yeah, well, it was actually funny because I think Colin Wiltshire,
I think he's got a 7-speed, hasn't he?
Jambo's was the first event, and he only got it, if I'm correct, when we're listening to the commentary, he only got it a couple of days prior to the event. So he had 0 testing in it, and it was actually interesting watching him get a handle of how short the first gear is, because it almost looked like by the 60 foot, he was out a second.
Yeah.
Like, that's how quick it was. And yeah, it was his first event using that 7-speed actually, and I think by the end of it, he got a handle on it. I'm trying to think if he heard it on the Saturday, because it didn't come out a lot. But I keep getting confused because he's obviously got the Eclipse, and I know they had the Datsun as well. That was going good all weekend. But then
I think it's a Cavalier. Is that what it's called, or a Cobalt? Cavalier, I can't remember. That one from
the pro
Brazil,
car, yeah.
that ran the 4-cylinder world record. It was impressive car. It was like there for 4 or 5 days. I think the slowest pass I saw was a 6:42.
That's killer.
But every run was like 6:30, 6:31, lap after lap in that terrible air.
That's awesome.
So that runs a GM engine.
Oh,
what they call an Ecotec.
An Ecotec 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real popular over there.
Is it a CX20 or something? The engine
something
code?
Like that. Something like that. Yeah, that's the one.
I can't remember. I get a bit mixed up with some of the.
Oh, there's a lot of engine codes around.
The GM 4-cylinder stuff.
Yeah.
With all the which is what, but yeah.
I think it is CX. Car. Yeah, CX20 or something like that. Yeah. No, but Jamboree was a good event. Weather was awesome. It was good to see Packies, because I think at the start of the event in testing, I forget his name, the guy with the blue Mazda.
Barnett. No, that's not a pack car.
I know it's not a pack car.
Yeah.
But Barnett at the start of Jamboree, I think in testing broke the 13B record, the Australian record, and then by I think Sunday, Packy's got it back.
And in the yellow.
In the yellow. What is it? RX-8.
RX-8.
I think it's RX-8.
Yeah, nice looking car.
Yeah, nice looking car. Yeah, so that was good watching that all weekend, because Barnett had a hold on that thing really well. So that was sorted really well. But that was cool. And Barnett's cars, I've just got a big bar for that thing. It just looks so sick. It has got the stance of, it's just probably to me one of the best looking pro cars on the market, man.
The pack guys were at, in Orlando.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they had the trade stand there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, you'd think it's probably a pretty big event for them to be at.
Yeah, big. Yeah, if you're in the Rotary game, you're silly not to.
You'd be stupid not to.
Go to some of those overseas events.
Yeah. And I can imagine a lot of their clientele are probably over there, man. So it's a good networking thing. But what else we see Jamboree? It was good to see Frank and some of the boys go up as well. Unfortunately, Frank had a mishap with his. Kept him off the track for most of Saturday and a little bit of Sunday. What else? Really stretching the memory now.
Did they take Bazina's car there?
Yes. Yeah. So Bazina and Frank's car were there together. Bazina's... I think Bazina backed up a 690, I think, from memory.
Yeah.
I think he went a 690 or something like that. I think he cracked the 6-1 part. I think that was early on, maybe Friday testing. I don't think he'd done it on Saturday during qualifying. From memory. Otherwise, I went up, like I go up to spectate, but good mate Darren Hunter took his car up as well. Little Gemini. Dazza took his Gemini up, which was good. I
saw a photo of the
wheels up. He was trying to, I was helping him out with the tune up a little bit, and not long before the event, I made him put an AMS on it. So he was able to, he was trying to get a hold of the AMS and obviously RPM and launching, because that's a ladder bar rear end. So, we cleaned the launch RPM and boost up and just helped him get out. And he PB'd in the 60, like that little thing. We realised when he got back home that he had too much tyre pressure in it, so the slicks weren't even right and stuff. And he still went a 128 or 129 in the 60. Yeah, wow. So he still PB'd in the 60. He was still running, I think he was going high 8s. So that was cool. He drove up, drove back, done the job, had fun. So I got a bit of track time there as well, helping out. And then the rest of the time watching the rest of the racing. So otherwise, it was good to see Harvey run. One of the other cars that Frank has was a 2J with a fuel tech. I'm trying to remember the car.
Is that the auto one?
The auto one.
Yeah, I know the car you're talking about.
I think that went like 6.0. One pass. We were just sitting there. We weren't expecting much of it. And the car went 6.1 or 6.0. I think is that an ex-gas car?
It is an ex-something.
Yeah.
It was from another workshop, I believe.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's an ex-gas car from memory. And the fuel tech and the auto, and man, that blew us all by surprise.
It's amazing how fast they're getting autos to work behind smaller engines.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all converter technology, I guess. But that was cool. That really... And then we were on edge wanting it to go faster all weekend, and it couldn't do it. But 6.0 or 6.1 was an amazing effort. But see, those Jambos, man, that was like 3 months ago. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's happened so quick, but I'm trying to remember what else What else we managed to see that was good for the event? It was a great event. I love that event. It's my favourite. I mean, it's probably one of the only ones I mainly go to. But yeah, there's a reason.
Well, it's been going for so long.
Yeah.
So
no, it was good. It was a bit quieter on the Sunday. The Saturday was packed, but I think for the finals it quietened down a lot. It's probably almost like half of the attendance of the Saturday.
It's a bit of a fickle crowd at that event because you can tell blokes bring their girlfriends or whatever, and they turn up at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 o'clock they leave.
Yeah.
So come like 7 o'clock.
A lot of young kids too, because they had like a stunt group thing going on and some drifting and show and shine and sound offs. It's always been a bit like that. They brought the Miss Jamboree thing back as well. That was, so it draws a bit of crowd there. But it wasn't just, people watching racing. They had people down all the way at the end of the track, because pretty much past scrutineerings where they had all the drifting and stuff like that. So, there was people everywhere. Like the Saturday was unbelievably chockers, but yeah, come Sunday.
They got a lot of, to their credit, they do have a lot of off-track stuff going on.
Yeah, which is good, I guess, because, when there's a oil down or something and, there's prep time, then everyone gets bored, and what else do you do? So you go for a walk and watch all that stuff. It was pretty cool. But no, that was a good event. Loved it. Like, can't wait for next year, pretty much.
I've been so snowed under with video editing the last few months that Orlando, I was just talking about Orlando, I went there a few weeks back. I haven't even looked at half the footage.
You would have got a bit of footage though for that many days.
Actually, I'm very conscientious about just shooting rubbish now.
Yeah.
Because this camera I was using, I don't know if people, 4K, but this thing's got a really high data rate and you just chew through memory.
Yeah.
Basically, this camera shoots, it's 1 gigabyte per minute.
That's ridiculous.
That's about what it shoots at, which is crazy.
Jeez. That's a lot, man.
Yeah, so I think I shot 5 hours, 5.5 hours. That's a lot of footage though.
That's heaps.
Because probably like 90% of that is usable, what you'd say.
Oh, that's good then.
You know
what
I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's all right.
No, what I mean is like, you got to...
Yeah, you got to edit through that though. That's a problem. And turn it into what? Like a 15-minute video? If that?
I don't know.
Jeez. Good luck.
Yeah, but this editing, like, it kills me these days.
It's time consuming, man. Need to find a little lucky.
I've gone to quite a few Google or YouTube seminars in the city.
Yeah.
They've got an office there in Collins Street. And there's other creators there, and they've all got what they call editors in the Philippines. And I was talking to one of them about it, and I said, I don't have time to do it. Like, I have to hire an editor here or whatever, but, it's all another cost. And they're like, just get someone from the Philippines. And they just give them some videos and watch them. I'm like, I don't want to hold their hand. But the big problem I'd have is, how do I give them all the data?
How do you send it over?
I know. And I'm trying to tell them. I'm like, but you guys are doing like a 10-minute cooking video. I've got like so much data.
Yeah. You can't cloud that stuff either. No, you can't. You can't send it. I'll put it in a hard drive and put it in the mail. That's the only way.
So if someone listening or watching wants
Luke needs help. He's got no
help
time.
Us with some of the editing.
Paul.
Someone who's interested would be open to.
There you go.
To that.
Might change the face of FullBOOST.
I come out like today doing this. It's a day you're not. Same with you. It's a day you're not working on other stuff, but it is what it is.
You might be able to get your hands dirty doing some of this stuff then.
Nah. I'll
leave that to me. Yeah, of course. I'm the grease monkey, mate. Don't worry about that.
My mechanical effort is limited to lifting out an oil dipstick.
I believe that with you.
You wouldn't guess. When I was younger, I used to actually work on cars.
No, I wouldn't believe it.
Now, back when you were young, you had no money, you had no option. But I don't know, the last few years. To be honest, I'm happy to do it now. We've got a hoist.
Oh yeah,
that is a game changer in terms of just doing basic things. When you've got a spot that's actually nice to work in, my garage is terrible.
Tiny,
So it's like, I'm not going to waste my time working in there.
Yeah.
When you've got a better area, you're actually far more motivated to.
Yeah, I believe it.
To use it.
Yeah. No, it is. It's like here. Like I've done a little tidy up a couple of days ago around here. A certain area that's been bothering me because it's just been collecting crap, and so we tidied it up a little bit. And it changes the appeal of that area. That's just like, I want to work here now.
Yeah.
Before I avoided it like the plague. Now it's like, I'm going to put a car over there because I like working there now. So it does. It changes the appeal, absolutely, for sure. But yeah, we've been having some fun with this VS.
Yeah, look, to be honest, it's been easier than not that I thought it was going to be a massive headache. That's why we did it.
Because you're behind the camera. That's why.
But when you explained some of the things before we did the car, you sort of said we're going to have to do X, Y, and Z, and I thought, oh, yeah, it's a bit of work. Is it? It wasn't that hard.
It's been really good, man. Like it's like we said in people will see in an upcoming episode. It's almost meant to be in there. Like it just swims in there. It's perfect. The fitment is unreal.
Are you saying, George, that the Barra's already in there? You're giving away all our secrets.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's been done before. Don't do that. It's just making it worse. No, well, look, it's next episode. We'll see what's going on.
I thought the Mang was still in there.
Well, that's
we were told we had to go and drag it, put it on another dyno, do a shed skid.
Yeah, how are some of the comments?
I know. It's like the video's not about the old Ecotech.
Like I said, I think our next project will be an AU with an Ecotech. We'll call it the Incotech.
You were telling me at lunch before that I should maybe put an Ecotech in my Subaru.
Mate, if you want it to be reliable.
It'll probably use less oil, huh?
Possibly, yeah. You said you're going through some oil, so I believe that's the best option.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we can always do whatever you want, mate. Like, world's our oyster in a workshop, mate. It's just your imagination, how far you want to take it. So,
yeah, right.
No, well, look, man, the VS has been cool. Looking forward to it being done too, because I think we've managed to maintain a lot of the OE stuff as well.
Yeah, where possible, we're trying to use
whatever we can.
Whatever we can, because to be honest, look, you got to remember all the OE stuff. It's all engineered for long-term.
Yeah, it is
reliability.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you can retain most of that.
Yeah, well, we've tried. We've done pretty well, I think, and we've put some detail into it too. So it's not just a simple throw it in, slap it together, and hope it works. We're making sure that we're going. Not above and beyond, but we're just, it's sort of like a snowball effect anyway. It's like, I'll clean this up, and now that looks too clean, so I'll clean that up as well. And it ends up, snowballing. And
also, if things go wrong, if you have to pull parts of it apart, it's easier to work on.
It is easier to work on, absolutely. Well, I just had a good customer of mine ring me yesterday and goes, man, I want to redo my exhaust manifolds because someone else has made them and I can't change the plugs. And I said, well, that's the first thing I take into consideration when building exhaust manifolds.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean,
because it's because the difference is I not only fabricate but I tune as well. So I think about when it comes time to being on the dyno and you've got these hot manifolds and I need to check a plug because I'm on the dyno.
And you got to wait 45 minutes before you can.
Mate, there's no chance. See, my V6 when I had made my manifolds, it doesn't matter how hot it was, you could check a plug on that car straight after a run, no problem. Put a set of gloves on, obviously, but there was nothing in the way. Everything worked, full availability of the area that you wanted to work on, and that's how it should be, So I think having both those trades under my belt, being able to fab and to tune, it's like, all right, I'll think about the tuner side of me, what would like to be done. Do you know what I mean? And so you just got to. It's a thought process, and you got to think ahead and get it done properly, So we've managed to do this on the VS, and car's come up pretty cool, man. It's looking good.
It is. Now the Calais wheels are long gone.
Well, the fronts are, but don't give away too many secrets. They're not long gone. They're still local, but I think we'll use them up on the dyno. Just give it some, because we'll need some.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I didn't want to put the radials on just yet because they'll just chew them up on the rollers.
No, they never dyno well, do they?
No, they get too soft too quick, and that's a problem with when dynoing a car. When the tyres get too hot, you start getting odd readings.
Yeah, well, we had Geordie's Lancer on the dyno, and of course he's changed his brakes and done all this other stuff, and so now he's got soft R-spec tyres on it, and you could see it was just leaving a film of...
Yeah,
kills and that's a car that makes no power. It's just they just
kills
get hot.
It. Doesn't matter what it is. That's why...
And your power reading, even though the tune-up's great, your power reading each run, there's no point even looking at it.
Well, you can't.
It's all up and down.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. That's where the hub dyno comes in handy, because everything's more, accurate, because it's, it's repeatable. But with the dyno, when you've got that variable of the tyre, oh man, it wrecks it. Because sometimes when I'm dynoing a car, I'll tune because my main concern is the tuning side of things, and I'm looking at other things bar the power. Obviously, the power helps if it's going up or not, but I'll look at I can determine if a car's making power by injector duty cycle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if the injector duty is going up, then obviously we're needing more air. You know what I mean? So we're using more air. So I do that, and then you'll get to a point where you're happy. You let everything cool down. Obviously, engine, box, whatever, and tyres, more importantly, and then you'll give 1-2 passes at the end, and you'll get your power reading that you're after. Your true reading, yeah. So, but I mean, it's a tuning tool, man. Doesn't matter how much power it makes on the dyno. Blacktop never lies. Mile an hour never lies, mate. So that's where we like to see the true power reading. So other than that, I think the VS has kept us busy, really.
It has because. Let's say you come down and do some work on this for most of the day. You also get to the end of the day and you think, I can't be bothered recording a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to make more effort. Like I said at the start, we'll try and do a few over the internet.
Yeah, if we have to.
So we can do them after hours when it suits us both.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, we're making some inroads work-wise. What else was this year, really, that we missed out on? DC, Jack Challenge just finished as well. That seemed like a last year we were talking to. It was this time last year we were talking to Frank. We done our what was it, third episode or something, talking to Frank.
Yeah, I know.
So that's how long it's been. So
I didn't go this year. I was planning on to, and
well, you sort of ended up at Orlando first, and then what? You'll probably back.
I did get back just in time for Drag Challenge, but family stuff and
of course, it wouldn't be easy.
I ended up pulling the pin.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Yeah, I'll look at going next year.
Hopefully we'll be going together.
Coming with this.
Yeah, so that's the goal. Let's get this, now that we've got a good 12 months in front of us, let's spend some time obviously finishing the car off, getting some testing under its belt, making it reliable.
Yeah.
And then we'll aim to do a DC next year if we can.
Yeah, it looks pretty busy now though, doesn't it?
It's getting popular, man. Yeah. They hit that, 200 car cutoff pretty quickly.
I think 300 they might.
It was 300 this year?
Yeah.
I thought it was 200, geez.
Only 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I think there was 130 odd entrants.
Wow.
It's pretty much doubled in size.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
It's a good event. Like, it is pretty cool. I know they had dramas with Swan Hill and they had to alter the course a bit.
They could only do it. They could only.
That's it. They could only do it. But I think they've done well doing what they've done. Yeah. Even throwing, staying overnight in Mildura and doing the night racing and then day. I think that was actually pretty good. Yeah, that looked to be all right.
Because that's a fair hike from Calder to Mildura.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's massive.
You don't have to do it in one run. I think a lot of people stayed in Swan Hill because they had accommodation.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Drove up the next day.
That's a good point. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll be there next year. But I think that's about it for this podcast.
Yeah, man, that flew. That was quick. We'll try to do another one.
We'll try and do another one. And next one might be,
online or something. We'll try something, whatever we can. Yeah, we'll get something happening. And we still need to... And that's the problem. It's hard for us two to get together, let alone trying to add a guest in as well. Makes it super difficult, man. Otherwise, we're looking to, like we said, probably get into a studio or something that we can get someone in. But everything's up in the air at the moment. We're super busy with life in general, and then this is our little delicacy, I guess, really.
But hopefully over the summer we'll have this bad boy running.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say? Don't give too many secrets away, mate. No, we should be very close, I think. Time is obviously the biggest factor, but if we can get it all done, that'll be cool. That'll be really cool. So let's aim to work harder and faster.
All right, until next time.
See you guys.
Catch you later.
See ya.